A seasoned software engineer with 5 years of experience might pull in 15 to 18 lakh rupees a year. A fresh law school graduate, 23 years old and taking your very first job, can sign a starting package of 21 lakh rupees. That number represents a thin slice of the legal profession. Every year, thousands of new lawyers graduate into a market where basic employment is difficult to secure, often starting out working for exposure in trial courts or for minimal stipends. For students and parents navigating this landscape, the strategy often narrows to a single acronym, NLU, or National Law University. The assumption is that securing a seat at any of the 20-odd NLUs across India guarantees a direct path to those elite corporate salaries. The placement data reveals a fractured brand. The NLU system is not a uniform guarantee of wealth, and the outcomes between individual institutions vary significantly. This chart shows the median salaries across different national law universities based on the latest government data. At the bottom of this chart, graduates from newer or lower-tier NLUs are securing median salaries of around 4.5 lakh rupees. At the opposite end, the highest tier commands median packages hitting 19 to 21 lakh rupees. Peaking above the rest is the National Law School of India University in Bangalore. NLSIU holds the #1 rank in the Ministry of Education's NIRF Law rankings, a position it has maintained for its 8th consecutive year. The data confirms that elite status in Indian legal education is heavily concentrated on one specific campus. Step inside these tiered lecture halls in Bangalore, and you immediately sense the academic intensity of the environment. Getting into one of those seats requires clearing the common law admission test, an assessment notorious for its sheer difficulty and fierce competition. Tens of thousands of applicants take the exam every year. Out of that massive pool, NLSIU selects a cohort of exactly 310 students for its 5-year integrated BA LLB honors program. By selecting such a narrow slice of the applicant pool, the university curates a classroom filled with sharp, competitive, and driven individuals. The entrance exam filters for raw aptitude, but to understand why the market offers these specific graduates a massive premium, we have to look at what the university does with them over the next 5 years. During their first year, NLSIU students do not spend all their time memorizing codes or contract clauses. Instead, the curriculum focuses on training them to be multidisciplinary thinkers. The structural foundation of this approach is the Common Core curriculum. First-year law sits centered, surrounded by foundational courses, narrative, numbers, power, and society. Numbers and economy teach statistical thinking to evaluate actual financial mechanics of corporate transactions. Power and society investigate historical structures, allowing lawyers to anticipate human reactions and structure arguments effectively. When a standard law graduate looks at a corporate merger, they see a checklist of compliance regulations and liabilities. When an NLSIU graduate looks at that same merger, they see the economic incentives driving the deal, the power dynamics between the negotiating boards, and the societal impact of the resulting monopoly. Firms like Cyril Amarchan Mangaldis and Trilegal pay top-tier rates for lawyers who can serve as strategic architects, people who understand the machinery of money, society, and power as clearly as they understand the law. Acquiring this level of training requires a significant financial commitment. The total cost for the 5-year program at NLSIU, including tuition and hostel fees, is approximately 25 lakh rupees. For a standard middle-class Indian family, that number causes immediate sticker shock. It requires draining savings or taking on substantial educational loans to absorb the cost. This chart illustrates the 25 lakh debt canyon at graduation. But with a 96% placement rate, graduates start earning median packages of 21 lakh rupees. That initial debt is cleared, crossing into pure profit within 18 months. That starting salary of 21 lakh rupees is the market's direct response to the Common Core training. NLSIU provides its students with a multidisciplinary lens. It changes how they perceive the world's most complex problems, and to a global recruiter, that perspective makes their solutions worth the premium.